The TV1 News is proudly brought to you by
Hello and welcome. I'm Tracy Pa with Monday's News. In this edition, opposition questions Taiwan LNG suspension, NDB contract queried, and Brenda disappointed by grand final incident. The opposition is concerned over Taiwan's decision to suspend spot LNG purchases from Papua New Guinea, following the government's decision to close its Taipei Economic and Cultural Office in Port Moresby. Opposition leader James Nomane wants the government to explain its next steps and the potential economic and diplomatic implications of the decision.
Opposition leader James Nomane says the immediate economic impact of Taiwan's decision to suspend spot LNG purchases from Papua New Guinea may be limited, with PNG's long-term LNG contract with Taiwan continuing until 2030. However, he warns the government must consider the impact the dispute could have on PNG's international credibility and investor confidence. Nomane criticized Foreign Affairs Minister Justin Kachenko over what he describes as a pattern of poor foreign policy decisions, including the closure of the Taipei office. He says Taiwan is an important economic partner for PNG, particularly in the LNG sector, and that the government must explain how it intends to manage the situation. He says Papua New Guinea needs a foreign policy based on strong institutions, consultation, and sound judgment. However, Minister for Petroleum Jimmy Maladina, in a statement, assured the public, investors, and Papua New Guinea's international trading partners that the country's LNG exports remain secure. He said Papua New Guinea's LNG exports are backed by binding commercial agreements and operate within a competitive global market. Minister Maladina added that the government will continue to closely monitor developments and work with project participants to safeguard Papua New Guinea's long-term economic interest while ensuring uninterrupted LNG exports to international markets. Freddie Mo, TV1 News.
The opposition is calling on the government to restore the warranting function to the Treasury Department, saying expenditure control should remain under the oversight of the country's fiscal experts. Opposition leader James Nomane made the call following the government's decision to transfer the warranting function from Treasury to the Department of Finance.
Opposition leader James Nomane says the move has effectively separated expenditure control from the country's fiscal expertise. He also raised concerns over delays in the release of key fiscal reports. Nomane says the final budget outcome was due on March 31st under the Fiscal Responsibility Act 2006, but is now 5 months overdue. He also questioned the delay in releasing the mid-year Economic and Fiscal Outlook, or MYEFO, which is expected around the middle of the year. The opposition leader has further challenged the government over claims of an improvement in Papua New Guinea's credit rating by Moody's. He is demanding that the government to table the rating notice in Parliament or withdraw the claim. Nomane says delays, a lack of transparency, and misleading claims are not simply administrative errors, particularly at a time when people are facing rising living costs, economic uncertainty, and reduced purchasing power. He says the government's claim of economic growth do not reflect the reality faced by ordinary Papua New Guineans. Meanwhile, Nomane is also demanding that all Connect PNG contracts to be included in the national budget and presented before the Public Accounts Committee. He claims billions of kina in off-budget Connect PNG contracts have been made without parliamentary appropriation, describing this as an assault on Parliament's constitutional authority over public funds. Freddie Moe, TV1 News.
The National Development Bank is planning to build a modern second-story flagship branch in Lae Morabel province. This will be a second attempt to construct a two-story office in Lae following a 13 million kina building contract that was awarded in 2022.
On Thursday, July 30, 2026, a groundbreaking ceremony was hosted in Lae by the National Development Bank. This aims to resume the construction of a modernized two-story facility at Lae Top Town. Officiating at the groundbreaking ceremony was State Enterprises Minister William Duma, who said the new Lae flagship branch would strengthen NDB's presence in the Momase region, which has received about 12.2% of the bank's micro, small and medium enterprises lending, supporting farmers, market vendors, transport operators, and small businesses. The event was held at the same site that had a 13 million kina building contract awarded in 2022 to Total Interiors Limited. The same project, which was expected to be completed in 2023, still had the beginnings of a foundation beam with icon rods still exposed. Lae Media asked William Duma about the procurement process, expressing concern that the 13 million kina is unaccounted for.
I don't know what will happen. The board are the one to assess bid, and then they give contracts, and they're supposed to make them perform the contract. We don't know what happens. These are management matters. They go to their own, they call for tenders. They have their own management people who assess the tenders, and then they make the decision to award. And then we become, at my level, I became involved if the figure is significant. If it is less than, say, $1 million, we don't know. And when the figures that come up, they then eventually bring it to the shareholder, which is KCH. Shareholder then looks at it, and then it approves it, and then I sign off. So I'm the last person. In many ways, people can call me a rubber stamp.
When asked by Lae Media, NDB's Chair Lady Caroline Hagriffs and Acting CEO David Munaga would not comment on the value of the current project. Michael Tamtipais, TV1 News.
A new partnership between Papua New Guinea and Australia is aiming to strengthen secondary education and improve learning outcomes for students across the country. The Papua New Guinea Secondary Education Program, or PNG STEP, is a 3-year Australian government initiative focused on improving teaching, school leadership, and student well-being in participating schools. Karavat Secondary School Deputy Principal Pauline Suvi says the initiative will help schools improve classroom practice, strengthen STEM education, and provide better learning resources for students. Textbooks have been distributed and teacher training is underway in participating schools. Papua New Guinea's education sector has taken a major step towards digital learning with the launch of the country's first integrated ICT policy and EduNext learning management system at the Port Moresby School of Excellence, signaling a transformation in teaching and learning nationwide.
Education Minister Francis Kikin-Sune said the education reforms are designed to overcome some of Papua New Guinea's toughest education challenges, particularly in rural areas where many communities are separated by mountains and seas. He said EduNext provides teachers with curriculum-aligned resources, assessment tools, and digital classrooms, while Nexa AI, developed locally, will assist with lesson preparation and guided student learning. Mr. Sunes said artificial intelligence is not intended to replace teachers but to reduce routine tasks, allowing teachers more time to inspire young minds.
Should never replace the teacher. Instead, it should remove routine tasks so teachers can spend more time inspiring young minds. I am also advised that ICT rollout kit across all schools and other next kit will have an advanced local firewall device that will filter all illegal and unethical content and allows only educational content. We will protect our students and we will make this a compulsory requirement in our rollout. I am also happy to announce that we intend to roll out internet connectivity to all our schools with Starlink and data core, starting with the National High Schools of Excellence.
Prime Minister James Marape positions AI and ICT as drivers of PNG's Reset PNG at 50 agenda. The minister echoes this version, declaring that technology must benefit every student and teacher, not just a privileged few. He thanks teachers, ICT professionals, churches and communities for their partnership in the transformation.
To our students, are saying the future belongs to those who never stop learning. I urge all students to embrace this opportunity with curiosity and discipline. Learn how to think critically, solve problems creatively, and use technology respectively or responsibly. You are the next generation. You are a generation that will lead PNG to 2050 and 2075. To our teachers, thank you for your unwavering dedication. You are up to this transform or reform and the drivers of every reform. Every successful learner has a teacher who believes in them. EduNext is a tool that supports young professionalism and expands the ability to reach every child.
The minister concluded with a call to action, saying the Marape-led government wants to see no child left behind and to develop smart, God-fearing Papua New Guineans. Michael Tamtipais, TV1 News.
This is TV1 News. Among stories after the break, Kayapara fishing project launched and Tisa Bank expands to Medang.
For too long, banking has felt out of reach for many. But now, BSP's One-Took wallet is here to change that. Send and receive money, pay bills, and top up. It's your money, wherever, whenever. Because at BSP, we are committed to improving how our customers connect to our One-Tooks, to our family, to the ones we love. BSP's One-Took wallet. Money made easy. Dial *131# for everyone.
A true champion is measured by their courage, their determination, and their passion to never give up and to always keep trying. With a delicious Milo and milk taste and added nutrients, Milo and milk is a great way to fuel our little champions with nourishing energy every day. Because true champions give it their all.
Milo, PNG and Mia. Prime PNG made.
Are you ready to meet the best version of yourself? The one with the bright, confident smile? You've got to take pride in how good you look, how fresh your breath smells, and how great you feel. To boss it at work, to be your best for uni, or to catch the eye of that special someone. You've got to brush up your vibe with whiter, healthier, brighter teeth. Brush up for confidence with Colgate.
Now Campbell, and steaming onto the ball, Armaha. From a standing start, we know how quick he is. He links up with Chester. Chester to the 10. Chester outpaces them. Players pulled through. Player racing clear. Tedesco's there, gives it away. It's another one. Joanna gives it to Carraz. They're over. Jacob Carraz.
And Dallin, 110. There's the Lesniak.
Sharp through. Comes to Walsh. Beats him. Fletcher Sharp scores.
Welcome back. 9 community coordinators from the Upper and Lower Koyari district of Central Province were recently certified after completing the Senesin PNG Leadership Program through the PNG Tribal Foundation. Hiri Koyari MP Kit Iduhu witnessed the graduation in Port Moresby. Hiri Koyari MP Kit Iduhu witnessed the graduation of 9 community coordinators who successfully completed the Senesin PNG program under the PNG Tribal Foundation in Port Moresby recently. The graduates represent Upper and Lower Koyari, Goldie Ward, Barakau, Tubiseria, Hiri East, Hiri West, and Vanapa Brown Ward, and are expected to help drive community development initiatives across their respective areas. Eligible applicants travelling to Australia under the Pacific Australia Labour Mobility or PALM scheme will first undergo the Senesin PNG program by attending 11-week transformation table course facilitated by the 9 ward councillors working under the district's Labour Mobility Unit. Idu said development should be measured not only by the amount of physical infrastructure, but also by human development through training and capacity building. He said it is important to transform the mindsets and character of people before sending them into the workforce. Idu said the PALM recruitment process includes examination, and literacy is very important for meeting job requirements. Having programs like this also helps applicants prepare for employment. Senesin PNG National Coordinator Philly July said the transformation table course runs for 11 weeks. And the ward coordinators who successfully completed the program are now certified facilitators who can form new transformation tables and deliver the value-based sessions. The district plans to have more than 200 people trained under the leadership program to become catalysts for change in the district and in their own lives. Tracy. Local communities of Alukuni, Karawa and Keapara in Rigo Central Province will now benefit from the Keapara Seafood Fisheries Project, which was officially launched on Thursday, July 30th. Rigo MP Seano Pala launched a project aimed at increasing market opportunities, reducing post-harvest losses, and creating greater economic benefit for fishermen, women, fish marketers, and families. A boat ride at the ocean and a traditional welcome reception by the Rigo locals signify their gesture acknowledging the official welcome of the Keapara Seafood Fisheries Project in their homeland on Thursday, July 30th. The project was launched by the local MP Se Anopala, witnessed by the Kerema MP and Finance Minister Thomas Opa, and will benefit the local communities of Alukini, Karawa and Keapara. In partnership with KW Shipping Limited, the project will increase market opportunities, reduce post-harvest losses, and create greater economic benefits for fishermen, women, fish marketers, and families. The ceremony represents hope, progress, and a brighter future for the people, contributing significantly to improving livelihoods and strengthening the community's economy. Seanopala said the launching marks the first step towards growth and development of the 3 local villages.
It's not going to be just for us. It will start from Kikori, go to Kerema, member for Kerema's place, go to Hula and come here. And from here, if about people cooperate with us, we'll put another one there. And it will go to Alotau. So this service will go up and down.
The Rigo MP said the launching of this project will coincide with other developments in the area, such as the limestone project and the Rigo rice project, where protein is needed to feed the workers.
To the limestone. Rice project is started. Cassava project is started. This project is now in Hula. All these seeds, they will now come up. So KK people, make sure your seed survives. Water it, look after it.
Kerma MP Thomas Opa said as Kerma locals, the Rigo community depends on fishing as a primary source of livelihood. Therefore, he stands ready to support the project.
To assure our people, it will not disturb your livelihood. You will still continue to go and catch your fish, and you will continue to sell your fish. You don't have to be. You're not forced to sell to KW Shipping or KW Fishing Project. But it provides an alternative for you. You will have access to cold storage facilities. You will have access to ice making facilities. All those things that you complain about will now be at your doorstep, making it very easy for you and very, very good for you.
Opa said the launching of this project signifies development that goes down to the community level and urged locals to support and take ownership of the initiative. 41 participants from the Goku community of Saido local level government in Raikost, Medang province, graduated with financial literacy training certificates on Saturday, August 1st. This was from a training conducted from November 11 to 17, 2025.
Participants from the training comprised of villagers from wards 15, 19, and 22 who completed the financial education series of savings and budgeting conducted by trainer Campbell Poka from the Medang Provincial Administration of Commerce, Industry and Tourism. Poka, whilst congratulating the participants, stated that due to demanding training schedules, it has taken time for the office in issuing their certificates. However, he emphasized that as part of the evaluation and monitoring, the period in between will provide an opportunity for him to assess their achievements for the next series of training.
Mila talk gen lo community work no finish yet. But me come again lo okay assessment lo me lo training lo me. Meaning that you black sim training finish. Inside of time me training you black. Now me graduate you black. Me like sa one something black make him so time come up now ya. Now me like looking so you black facing one kind problem. Me can work one black report. So but me sim narba more officers gen lo come inside gen lo support in this level.
Poka also highlighted that the provincial government and the administration is supporting the program and to reach out to many people as possible. The aim of the training is to equip and ensure that people within the rural population are capable of being financially independent.
Me training me blah, me no losing me blah. Me like mentoring, me like coaching. Till you blah over the man marry me training me. You blah come a businessman marry. Me no total illegal businessman marry ya. Big business people. And this is the road and me look them. You know, bro, just training man marina larimem. You know, bro, training men to losing certificate and stuff.
The participants were encouraged to explore further opportunities by registering business names with the Investment Promotion Authority. After graduating, the participants and community members were given the opportunity to open accounts with the National Banking Corporation and register for national identity documents. Medang NID office highlighted requirements needed that as awareness elaborated more on some of the reasons as to why most documents may not be processed on time. The registering of the participants and community members continued until yesterday. Village Magistrate Gosik Dagao stressed to the participants on the importance of gaining the certificates. He also appealed to Poka and his team to consider returning to conduct more trainings for those that missed out. Poka urged everyone to approach the Commerce, Industry and Tourism Agency to explore other opportunities tied to empowering business growth and development in their villages. Michael Tamtipais, TVWAN News.
With 18 society branches spread out nationwide, the Teachers Savings and Loan Society has transitioned into a commercial bank since 2024. Today, its society branch in Medang witnessed the opening of Tisa Bank, the 7th branch opened so far in the country from its existing societies.
TISA Bank Limited is Papua New Guinea's first fully homegrown commercial bank that officially launched as on 21st October 2024, after transitioning from the Teacher Savings and Loan Society. The board chairman of TISA Bank, Moses Koiri, said the opening of Medang branch is another important milestone in the journey of the bank. Koiri elaborated that the vision for TISA Bank is to ensure that all new branches, digital platforms and every service introduced will strengthen financial inclusion and create greater opportunities for the people. They have launched 2 new agency networks in the province to ensure quality banking services reach more communities across the country, even in rural areas.
Today, as a licensed commercial bank, we continue that same purpose with even greater opportunities to support individuals, families, entrepreneurs, businesses and communities across the country. This new branch represents much more than a building or office space. It represents opportunity. It represents confidence in the future of Medang Province.
John Sagiron, Director Economic Sector within the Medang Provincial Administration, congratulated TISA Bank for its achievements and the opening of Medang branch. He urged TISA Bank to ensure their visibility reaches most people within the districts. Sagiram added that there is still more to be done in terms of awareness and financial inclusion for many in rural areas.
Our economic provincial is vibrant. We are moving forward to give these services. As a responsible government, we will move forward together as a bank in Medang, provide the services to our people in Medang. Very much we would expect you to move direction towards where our people are, especially in the districts. We would expect you to make more awareness because banking services in the communities, in our people, in the villages are very much lacking.
The bank remains 100% owned by its members via the parent cooperative, making it one of the largest credit unions and value-based financial institutions in the Pacific region. The rollout and opening of TISA Bank branches continue throughout this year. Alice Peter, TVWAN News, Medang.
And now the finance report. The kina closed lower at $0.2268 in the interbank market. At Bank South Pacific, a kina was buying $0.2193, $0.3076 Australian dollars, $0.1819 euro, and 34.23 Japanese yen. Looking at commodity prices at New York closed, coffee, cocoa, and copper closed higher, while gold, palm oil, and crude oil closed lower. And on the stock market, the Dow Jones closed higher, ASX closed higher, and all ordinaries closed higher as well. You're watching TVWAN News. When we come back, Mount Hagen Hospital issues birth certificates and gospel artist Manimbi returns.
Banking doesn't have to be complicated. With PSP's One Talk Wallet, control your money wherever, whenever. Dial *131#, enter your PIN, select cash in or out, and generate a secure code to withdraw cash. It's the only wallet for cardless ATM withdrawals. Send and receive funds, pay for goods and bills, or withdraw cash with ease. All with PSP's One Talk Wallet. PSP's One Talk Wallet. Money made easy. Dial *131# today.
Show the dishes who's boss. Fight mess with Axion, the tough grease stripper. 100% effective at doing the dirty work. The triple active power breaks down tough grease, and its antibacterial formula leaves dishes squeaky clean. Get tough on grease. Get Axion.
Dad's gonna be home soon. Dinner's not ready. He's gonna be mad.
Mom's trying her best. If it's not ready, oh no. I'm proud of my old man. If he can change, anyone can.
The PNG LNG project has now generated more than 30 billion kina for Papua New Guinea since production commenced. Nearly half of this amount has been paid as tax. Equity distributions are paid to KPHL and MRDC based on the interest they hold. Tax is paid to the IRC, while development levies and royalties are paid to DPE.
Meet UmiPay, your digital wallet from TISA Bank. Your gateway to seamless transactions. Withdraw cash anytime at your nearest TISA agent. Send money to family and friends anytime, anywhere. Top up and pay with just a scan. From taxis to coffee and small businesses, UmiPay makes every payment simple. UmiPay, powered by TISA Bank.
Welcome back. For the first time, mothers at Mount Hagen Provincial Hospital are taking home more than their newborn babies. They are also receiving official birth certificates. Since the birth registration desk was established at the Provincial Hospital in November 2025, 464 birth registrations have been recorded, of which 228 newborns received birth certificates. Birth registration gives children legal recognition and helps them access health care, education, protection, and other essential services throughout their lives. However, in Papua New Guinea, only 13% of children are registered at birth. One of Papua New Guinea's pioneers and prominent gospel artists and songwriters, Pastor Max Manimbi, has returned to stage for the first time in nearly 21 years. His comeback reflects a new journey in his gospel career.
Gospel music fans, families and friends gathered at the Hilton Hotel in Port Moresby on Saturday night, August 1st, filled with excitement to witness the singer performing his unique rock praise and worship songs. Marking his first live performance in nearly 21 years. Hailing from his peak province, Manimbi's comeback reflects a pivotal moment in his music career that started more than 20 years ago, bringing strong audience nostalgia, uplifting Christian music, defined by themes of faith and powerful vocals. The event also celebrated the launch of 4 new albums, Celebrate, Love, Jesus, and Sign the War, signaling a new chapter in his gospel music journey. Speaking about his return, Manimbi said he was encouraged to step back onto the stage by his friend, Pastor Peter Bogembo, the lead singer of PTYF band. Manimbi's 4 new albums were sound engineered in Australia and is now available on his YouTube channel called Max Manimbi Official. Fans are encouraged to support him by subscribing to his YouTube channel. Apart from music career, Manimbi is the current chairman of the ECP Provincial Health Authority. Mason Lewis, TVWAN News.
To news overseas, there are fears Australia's reached a blank milestone in the spread of H5 bad flu following the discovery of a large group of dead and sick beds off South Australia's coast on Friday. While the federal government says it's prepared for the spread of the virus, bird experts are concerned about threatened native species.
Each day, citizen scientists Susan Belperio and Joanna Williams patrol Glenelg Beach in Adelaide, monitoring for sick and dead birds.
Now we're seeing more sick birds, birds that are walking with, say, an ataxic type of gait. They're not able to hold their heads well, their wings are drooping.
We really shudder to think what might lie ahead in the way of potential mass mortalities of birds on this very beach.
Like what's been found near Cape Jaffa off the state's southeast coast. Testing's yet to confirm if the more than 80 sick and dead greater crested terns found there had H5 bird flu.
The discovery of these birds really shows that we are entering into the next phase of the outbreak,
prompting concerns for threatened native species.
such as the fairy tern, which breeds on the Coorong, or the eastern hooded plover, which is a beach nesting shorebird.
We're obviously concerned about this, but I think we are very well prepared.
As H5 bird flu spreads across the country, authorities and conservationists say practical measures like keeping dogs on leads at the beach can help protect bird life and keep pets safe.
If the dogs are really prone to wanting to chase birds, to keep them on a leash so that they are not entering into the birds' habitats or putting the birds under additional stress.
Australians have been warned of more pain at the petrol pumps starting from midnight as the clock ticks down on the federal government's fuel exercise discount. But there are fresh hopes tonight. The key driver of inflated prices could be nearing an end, with US President Donald Trump claiming a breakthrough in talks with Iran.
Filling up before the excise cut hits the brakes.
I'm just getting here this morning before that happens.
It's going to be really hard for us, but then we're going to figure it out.
When the clock strikes midnight, the federal government's fuel subsidy will end. Drivers taking a distinctly Australian attitude to prepare for the price pinch.
It is what it is, I guess, yeah.
We have to pay the price of the war, unfortunately.
I'm not happy to go back to that, but nothing really the government can do.
It's the end of a 4-month reprieve that's come with a multi-billion-dollar bill.
We were always clear that the relief was temporary.
That temporary 32 cents per litre relief started in April when the global oil supply shock from the war took hold. It was tapered down to 16 cents last month. From tonight, it'll be zero, piling on fresh cost pressures for drivers and businesses.
This is just going to be the breaking point for a lot of smaller companies. The kitty's empty from the last lot.
The renewed standoff in the Strait of Hormuz has seen fuel prices skyrocket over the past 4 weeks. Petrol's up by around 40 cents a litre, now fetching $1.98. Diesel much higher, up by nearly 60 cents to $2.43.
Experts predict it could take up to 10 days for the full impacts of the excise to flow on to prices at the bowser. But economists say the key to permanent fuel price relief lies with the two warring countries, Iran and the US.
If we can get an enduring peace, we will see the oil price start to ease.
Hopes of peace for cost of living relief.
The 2026 Gama Festival wrapped up in Northeast Arnhem-Land, finishing with a community open day today. The theme of the festival was Bookmark, meaning all of us, everyone together in the Lokon Yalnu language. The 4-day gathering at the Galkulu Ceremonial Grounds is the largest First Nations cultural event in Australia.
Packdown has begun as the 2026 Gama Festival wraps up for another year. The weekend began with criticism towards the Prime Minister after his absence at this year's festival. He committed in 2025 that he would attend Gama every year during his term. There was also criticism towards the CLP government, with many people here saying that they're not showing commitment to the National Closing the Gap Agreement after data was released last week showing that the Northern Territory is the worst performing jurisdiction in the country. But the mood shifted through the weekend, and this year's theme, bookmark, a Yolngu word that means everybody, was embraced. Foreign Affairs Minister Penny Wong rejecting claims that Australia is a monocultural society, and she underscored the unique advantage our diversity plays in trade and diplomacy that can't be replicated by any other country. There was also a big international delegate this year with representatives from right across the Pacific. We also heard from the Timor-Leste Prime Minister Xanana Gusmao, who reflected on the long history and close connections between Yolngu and East Timorese cultures and communities, with a cultural gift exchange to end the speech. It was the rich culture on display here at Garma Festival that was really the highlight of the weekend for many people we spoke to, whether it was the nightly bungal ceremony, weaving classes, or musical acts from people like Baker Boy to local bands like Wild Honey. Today, the festival ends by paying homage to the Yolngu elders who have died and the legacy they leave behind. We'll also hear a session from participants from the Youth Forum who will share their dreams and hopes for a better Australia.
And that ends the news segment. Later in sports, schools rugby final ends in commotion and Umer comes back victorious.
Ready for the world, so is your TISA Visa card. Visa keeps you moving wherever you go, Papua New Guinea or abroad. Seamlessly pay for travel, dining, online shopping. Easily access your funds and instantly track your expenses. Every tap comes with security, trust and peace of mind. Unlock the world of possibilities. And it all starts with the new TISA Visa card.
Every growing child needs the best care to help them grow physically, socially, intellectually, and emotionally. That's why I choose Tender Care. It keeps skin clean and fresh and is hypoallergenically tested for gentle and safe protection. So my child can be protected for all of life's adventures. Tender Care.
The PNG LNG project has now generated more than 30 billion kina for Papua New Guinea since production commenced. Nearly half of this amount has been paid as tax. Equity distributions are paid to KPHL and MRDC based on the interest they hold. Tax is paid to the IRC, while development levies and royalties are paid to DPE.
Use Savetu Olsem condom and one way where you can abrusim seek HIV, STI na unplanned pregnancy. Tingim, use him condom long right way. Stop safe na look out him you yet. Use him condom all get a time. Suppose you know save long HIV status long partner blog you or suppose you got plenty partner. Use him condom good all get a time. Long haborusim seek HIV, STI na unplanned pregnancies. Use him condom banisim you yet na future blog you. This platok save ikam long National AIDS Council Secretariat.
This is the Retro Music Show, your weekly time machine back to the greatest hits of the 70s, 80s, and 90s. From disco nights and classic rock anthems to synth pop groovers and slow jam favorites. Tune into Retro Music Show Mondays at 7 p.m. on TVWAN.
It is World Cup Rugby League. How good is it to be back united? Another big crash bang wallop effort, and this time it is Nixon Potts who gets over the line to score. There was a sense of inevitability about all. Oh, it's bounced away from him. They're queuing up here. They're queuing up, and they're over for another. Nutley.
Welcome back. President of NCD Schools Rugby League competition was disappointed with the off-field commotion between the students student supporters of Tokarara and Kila Kila secondary schools after Kila Kila won the Under-17 boys grand final on Saturday, August 1st.
The intense Under-17 grand final match between the two rugby league passionate secondary schools in NCD, Tokarara and Kila Kila, ended in chaos yesterday at the Sei Maui Stadium. The Kila Kila secondary school led the get-go throughout the match to win 10-0. The celebration after the win did not sit well with the Tokarara supporters, and that was when the commotion came out. However, the situation was immediately contained by organizers and security personnel and ensured the remaining grand final matches are played. President of NCD Schools Rugby League, Arnold Gende, said this is unbecoming of Schools Rugby League and a penalty will be imposed on the schools involved. Gende further said those students involved in the incident have been collected and will be dealt with accordingly. Despite the heavy disruption, the organizers contained the situation and completed the finals with some exciting rugby league actions from both boys and girls divisions. Michael Tamtipais, TV1 Sports.
The Candace Rugby League Club have reclaimed the top spot in the 2026 Digicel ExxonMobil Cup after a hard-fought 18-8 win over a resilient PRK Gulf Isuhu in Super Round 16 at the Sir John Guy Stadium on Sunday.
Entering the weekend, Candace Rugby League Club and PRK Mendi Muruks were level on 22 points, with Muruks leading on points differential. Muruks 16-20 lost to Monipla's NCDC Port Moresby Vipers on Sunday, elevated Candace to outright leaders on 24 points with 2 rounds remaining in the regular season. Gulf Isuhu started well in the first half when Yen James produced a superb 70-meter interception try, followed by a try to winger Jeremiah Tipi-Tape. Felix Becky missed both conversions, leaving Isuhu with an 8-0 lead. Candace squandered several chances through poor execution before centre Jason Amapo powered over for their first try, narrowing the deficit to 6-8 just before halftime. The second half was scrappy. Both teams struggled for possession due to poor ball security, ill discipline and execution errors. Candace composed themselves and produced effective attacking sets to add a couple more tries, edging past Isuhu and securing a crucial win. Candace coach Stanley Teppen credited Gulf Isuhu for their efforts, saying the side pushed Candace to work extra hard for the victory.
Yeah, they really shook us at the start there. Just that's something that we actually spoke about. That we had to get our start right, and I think the Gulf boys came out and started stronger than us. I think one of their tries came from an intercept there, and the next one off a repeat set, I think, when we line dropped out, so they got back-to-back sets and made the most of it. Credit to them. We spoke about it at halftime. It is very important for us to score that try just before halftime, just to take a bit of confidence leading into halftime. So credit to the boys. They came back and scored two tries in the second half there.
Tepan also praised his young hooker, Benaya Simon, for his individual brilliance in his dummy half role.
This was Benaya Simon's first time starting at 9. We've used him off the bench at 14. We had a couple of our starting 9s and couldn't make the trip here today, so it was his opportunity to make the position his own, and we had a young bloke, Pilape Miole, at 14. He made his debut. He came from the Tigers academy system last year, under 19. So it is good to give him an opportunity. And Ben, we couldn't. We had to play him longer than expected, but no, he was really good for us. And I think he's tried to change the momentum in the overall game.
The rookie hooker was outstanding, playing a pivotal role in the victory. He was voted man of the match.
Yeah, I was first time Lumilo play low. Big plus level of him. Maybe play. Not only play rugby, but coach and trust in me. Maybe staff 18 men and been putting me go back and low. 14, 18 men, 14 me go come but now game coach and trust in me. But me deliver him game lo now. So trust him in. I give him lo kan. Let him coach lo me to down ha. Me game best lo me lo now.
The points table after round 16, Kante is at the top with 24 points, followed by Muruks on 22, Vipers running third with 21 points, Gorios on fourth place with 20 points, Wigman on fifth place with 19 points, and Eagles follow in sixth place with 18 points. Meanwhile, Kante's travel to Wabek this weekend to face Angamioks in round 17, the second last round of the regular season. Terry Long with TVWAN Sports.
Papua New Guinea's finest boxer John Ume returned home today after being crowned the BX9 welterweight champion for an outstanding performance in the championship final at BX9 Volume 6 in Auckland, New Zealand. John once again showcased the heart, discipline and determination that made him one of PNG's finest boxing talents. His victory is not only a personal achievement, but also a proud moment for the entire nation.
Papua New Guinea boxer John Ume has become one of the finest and brilliant boxers in the current days for the country after an outstanding performance showcased at Auckland. He had a clean streak of 5 wins and 0 losses and a win closer to a title. Ume showcased the heart, discipline and determination that made him one of the PNG's finest boxing talents. He revealed after his recent fight that his victory is not only a personal achievement, but also a proud moment for the entire nation. He returned to Port Moresby this morning with as the BX9 welterweight champion. He said his immediate family motivated him to do 5 clean sweep victory during the competition.
It mentally break me down a bit. I struggled. I was at the point where, I don't want to do this. I just want to stay with my son and make him feel better before I go. But then, if I stay, I wouldn't give him something to benefit or feel better. So I usually there's a fuel to keep on training and go win the fight for him.
Ume thanked his team members working behind the scenes and his coach for the consistent support.
I want to thank my coaches for their time and effort. It's been a really hard journey for us, but we did it. And to their families, also the club that I train, Bulai Boxing. So it's my local club here, Traveling Star. And my families, my partner, my son, I'm going to see him soon now, and everyone that supports me.
Ume said he is optimistic about the Australasian title this October. Michael Tamtipais, TV1 Sports.
Pacific nations continue to make their mark at the Glasgow 2026 Commonwealth Games, collecting a combined 216 medals by day 10 and showcasing the region's growing strength across multiple sports. Australia leads the Pacific medal, standing by a commanding margin with 70 gold, 45 silver and 56 bronze medals, bringing its overall tally to 171 medals. New Zealand sits comfortably in second place with 10 gold, 14 silver and 12 bronze medals, a total of 36 medals. Samoa tops the island rankings with 1 gold and 1 silver medal, edging out Fiji, who claimed 1 gold and 1 bronze. Nauru continues its impressive weightlifting tradition, ending 2 bronze medals, while Papua New Guinea, Tonga, Tuvalu and Norfolk Islands secured a bronze medal each. Part A of the annual Burko Motors Isuzu Women's 50-over tournament concluded successfully at the Amini Cricket Park on Friday, July 31st. In day 3 of the tournament, Mariners finished off their campaign with a convincing 6-wicket victory over Black.
The result at the end of round 1 of the Burko Motors Isuzu Women's 50-over tournament provided valuable match experience for cricket PNG female athletes as they continue preparations for the upcoming international commitments. The Levas are back in training this week. The focus is on the upcoming one-day international against Thailand next month. While recapping on last week's Isuzu 50-over tournament, head coach Mauru Dai said it's been a great display of quality women's cricket from both the current Levas and those coming through the junior ranks.
Instead, we had a good show with Kasawari and Mariners. They give us a good display of 50 over cricket.
Coach Mahuro also highlighted the importance of having the ISO 50 over tournament as a lead-up to the upcoming ODI against Thailand next month in Port Moresby.
It's a huge challenge for Lewas players. After this game, we will continue train for a week and then we'll continue playing ODI matches, which is girls good challenge for them to prepare themselves after this game.
Lewas keeper Brenda Tao expressed confidence in some of the exciting young talent who took part in last week's tournament. She added that the ODI will provide the next crop of female talent with more exposure and experience.
It all comes down to individuals to work hard, and we've all been there, taking one step at a time to be in the national side. So I think they're on the right track. More time out there, and the talent they have, they just put it out there, and just keep training hard and all that, and just fingers crossed. And there's talent there, and they will be there once they train hard and put in the effort. I can actually see that the young players coming up to the Lewas side.
Lewas leader preparations this week mostly focuses on processes and fine-tuning their batting and bowling techniques. Terry Longwood, TV1 Sports.
New South Wales State of Origin coach Laurie Daly has officially stepped down, ending months of speculations about his future after leading the Blues to a memorable series victory over Queensland.
The New South Wales Rugby League today confirmed Laurie Daly's resignation, paying tribute to the Blues legend for his contribution as both a player and coach. Daly leaves on a high after guiding New South Wales to a 2-1 State of Origin series victory over Queensland in 2026. The Blues became just the fourth team in Origin history to win a series decider at Brisbane Suncorp Stadium, reclaiming the shield after a turbulent campaign. The triumph also saw Daly make history, becoming the only New South Wales representative to win a State of Origin decider in Brisbane as both captain and coach. Despite the success, Daly faced intense scrutiny throughout the series over his coaching style and team selections, fueling speculation about his future ahead of the 2027 season. He concludes his coaching tenure with 2 State of Origin series victories from 6 campaigns in charge. Daly said he was proud of the way his players overcame adversity during the 2026 series, saving their best performance for the deciding match in Brisbane. He also thanked Blues supporters for their unwavering support. Laurie Daly departs as one of the New South Wales' most respected Origin figures, leaving the role with the shield back in Blues' hands and adding another chapter added to his Origin legacy. Michael Tamtipais, TV1 Sports.
This ends the sports segment, and now the weather. Southern, Port Moresby, mostly clear skies. Daru, partly cloudy with windy conditions. Mumase, Ley, partly cloudy with few showers. Madang and Wewak, mostly clear skies. New Guinea Islands, Kokopo, Rabaul and Kimbe, cloudy periods with isolated squally weather. Buka, cloudy with occasional rain showers and possible thunderstorms. And Highlands region. Mount Hagen, partly cloudy skies. Mandi, Tari and Wabek, partly cloudy with isolated light showers. Ocean forecast for PNG areas for the next 24 hours. Coral Sea, seas rough with southeast winds of 20 to 30 knots. Solomon Sea, seas rough to very rough with southeast winds at 25 to 33 knots, gusting to 40 knots at times. Bismarck Sea, seas light to moderate over the western sector, becoming rough to very rough over the central to southeast sectors, with southeast at 15 to 20 knots over the western sector, increasing to 34 to 45 knots over the central to southeastern sectors. Pacific Ocean, seas moderate to rough with southeast to southerly winds at 20 to 30 knots. And coastal waters forecast. Waters of Samarai to Milne Bay and all its islands to Cape Vogel, seas 2 to 3 meters, rising to 3.5 to 4 meters over outer islands. Waters of Fincher Fen through Vitius and Dampier Straits to CSC and Long Islands, seas 3 to 4 meters. And that ends the news tonight. Thanks for your company. Good night.
The TVWAN News was proudly brought to you by